spilling the tea.
I'm glad to be here.
with
Sid
T and our
and our
guest
guest,
King Zay.
Kenzie,
King Zay.
Yeah, the lover boy.
the lover boy.
Yeah.
Is it like your real name?
So my real name, you know what? I'm not gonna
Yeah, you don't have to do
say.
that. She's weird.
I go by Zay though. People call me Zay.
Zay.
Yeah, that's good enough. That's all we need.
Where did the lover boy come from?
My music.
Yeah.
Like I make a lot of emotional music, I would say. But like not all of my music is, I guess you would say, emotional, but a lot of people say they feel that way about my music. So
All right, so who are you making music for? You making the music for the ladies, for the bros, a little bit of everybody, a little bit of both.
everybody, anybody that want to listen, I mean,
Yeah,
but I feel like most of the people that listen to my music is probably women.
yeah.
It's probably women.
I never really like. I don't even know how to explain this, but like sometimes I listen to music and I'm like, I don't know if they know who they're trying to hit with this, because it'll be like, talking about some real like manly stuff, and then it's got like Kevin Gates vibes in it,
Right.
and he's obviously making music for women
Right.
almost predominantly, you know what I mean? But like, I feel like you have to kind of have at least per song, like you gotta know like this one's for the ladies, this one's for the homies turning up in the club. Like they all have to have a little bit of a vibe.
Right.
Like your friends aren't like listening to your slow jams. I mean, they might be for different reasons, but
Yeah.
not as much as the ladies who are like, oh, for
Um,
different reasons.
I don't know. Most of the time when I when I go in and record a song, I don't really have that in mind. Like this one's for the ladies or this one's for the bros or whatever. It's most of the time how I make my music. Like I might be scrolling on YouTube and I might hear a beat, or a producer might send me a beat, and just however it makes me feel in the moment, I just go in and record, you know. And like I said, whoever listens, listens. I really don't care who listens as long as people are listening.
Yeah. How long you been making music?
Um, mm. So I started like writing music when I was like 7, but I started like actually recording and taking it serious in like 2019, 2020, something like that.
Yeah.
Um,
How old are you right now? If you don't.
25.
25. Okay. Same.
That's
Yeah.
exciting. What kind of genre do you think you fall under? Like, is there a particular, like, simply when you make music, do you only make love songs or do you make some kind of, rap? Like, what genre do you think you fall
I say emotional rap. That is that a? Can I say that? Is
under?
that a, like
Yeah.
emotional rap? Yeah.
Does that fall under like some R&B? She's like dying for. I just know you want someone to say country so bad. And the one time
Yeah.
someone said country, you weren't here.
You
Oh,
like
really?
country music?
I love country music.
You like country
No.
music?
No,
No.
No.
no,
Not at all.
That's
no.
crazy.
She will, like, literally sometimes tolerate it in my car.
It like actually makes me angry.
Oh, that's
And
crazy.
I listen to all kind of country music. I listen to the old country, listen to new country, listen to, country mixed with rap now. Like, they have all kinds of stuff happening. I mean,
Yeah, I mean that's something I kind of like.
hey,
I don't
you
know.
posted something.
Post Malone dropped a song, and I was
Yeah.
like, all right, if this is what like
It's
I
happening.
can tolerate this because he's not like saying the same. I feel like most country music it's the same. It sounds the same. They're talking about the same
Well, it
things.
also depends.
Which I know you can say that about a lot of people. Say
Yeah.
that about the music I listen to as well.
Yeah.
But I don't know. I grew up in Ohio, and I think I just was. It was like
You're overwhelmed. With country.
Yeah.
Wait, so where so you from Ohio,
Mm-hmm.
and where are you from?
I'm born and raised in East Africa, Tanzania.
That's crazy.
Yeah, and I moved here 2018.
That's really crazy.
And now I'm here.
Wait, so you moved from Africa to here?
Yeah.
in 2018.
Yep. Straight to South Carolina, Spartanburg,
And she loves it.
and I love
She's
it.
staying here forever.
I'm gonna stay here. I'm gonna die here.
I
Maybe
don't.
I might go to Campobello or Greenville, but you know,
That's
Not Campobello.
yeah,
that's
hey.
that didn't sound too convincing.
Yeah.
No, but I'm not leaving. Like I visited New York, I visited Atlanta, I visited Houston. I've been to different states.
You're not impressed.
I'm just like,
No, no.
there's so many damn people around,
Yeah.
so
Yeah,
much traffic.
This is calmer.
This is so much calmer.
yeah, yeah.
Like, and the city I came from, it was a city, so it was busy. You do have so many cars and stuff, but over here, man, bro, like I went to Houston in 1 week. I paid $500 in toll.
Yeah.
Like, where the hell was I going?
Yeah.
And why is it so expensive? $500 a week? How much money am I making over there if I live there? I better be a millionaire to live
Yeah.
there. That was the first thing. Atlanta just too busy.
Yeah.
Like so many people.
I don't like a lot of people. I can't even do Greenville
And
more
there
than
are too
like
many
twice a year.
Indians
So,
in Atlanta. Like everybody knows everybody. Too many Indians.
are you
I,
from here?
I'm from, so I don't know if you heard of it. It's a little city called Great Court.
In
Oh
South
yeah,
Carolina?
yeah.
Hmm.
I've been to
You
Great
heard
Court,
of, yeah,
but I
yeah.
also do real estate, so that's
Yeah,
why I
she's
go around.
around.
Oh yeah, that's right. You
Yeah,
do, yeah.
I do real
So
estate, so I be going driving around here and there.
yeah, in Great Court it's like one red light and like I think like $1 general.
Do you stay there now or did you move to this area?
No, I live in Greenville
Oh,
now.
okay. Yes.
How do you like
Like
it?
in the city? Like,
Like
Uh,
from a
sort of, kinda, yeah. I'm still getting used to it because I'm like, well, I say I'm a country dude. Like I
so
really
I
don't like the
offended
city.
you.
No, 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 no. You didn't
that's
offend
why
me.
his reaction was
Yeah,
what?
shocked.
Shocked.
That's everyone's reaction. I don't know. Maybe I look like I should like country music.
Maybe you should just not listen to the music that you think that all of them sound like.
I like, well, mm, I like some country music, and when I say like song,
Like, name a person that you would listen to.
mm, I'm not gonna lie. My ex put me on country music. Like I had just started to like country music, like when she put me onto it. So like I really don't.
If you got someone downloaded in your phone, like, what's a name?
Mm,
Like, are you just driving and like if it comes on, you leave it on?
you know what? Actually, I've never listened to a country song in my car while I'm driving. I haven't. Like
Decent.
That is crazy.
I haven't.
I don't believe it. I mean,
My
I mean, I do believe it. I mean, I have no choice to believe it. But it's crazy that you do not listen to country music while you're driving.
my
It's
ex,
so mellow, bro.
so like how it is for me or was for me. My ex, she would just like send me a couple of songs and like I had like my AirPods in and I listened to it, but I've never just been in the car like myself. Like, hey, I want to listen to so and so. I can't even name a country singer right now off the top of my head.
Luke Bryan.
It seems like the girl who is always annoyed about what kind of songs he makes.
You know what? Morgan Wallen. That's how you say his
Morgan
name.
Yeah.
Wallen. He's a good one.
Only reason I know
He's a controversial one.
is because he got like songs with like a little dirt and stuff like that.
Yeah.
Yeah.
He explores. He's out there.
That is a newer thing.
It
The
is, and
country
that's
rap
why,
combo.
yeah.
How do you feel? You feel like you're gonna get in there? Would you collab with a country guy?
Especially since you love writing love songs and stuff.
Country does have
A lot of love songs.
yeah.
Well, I feel like, well, I've been told like my music is very diverse. So like, I don't feel like anybody should put me in one category. So yeah, I feel like I could do that if I don't know a country singer came along and I like genuinely like enjoyed their music when I heard it. I could collab with them. That's another thing about me too. I can't really collab with a person if I don't genuinely like their music.
Yeah.
Like I know like some artists they'll collab like with like a bigger artist, but just more so for the platform or to have their audience,
Right.
and that's not even like the type of music that they make. I can't really do that.
Yeah, you have to
Um,
already
yeah,
like it or
like for example, I don't know if y'all heard of him or not, but it's up and coming artist, Hurricane Wisdom. He's from Florida. Um, he's doing pretty good right now. Well, really good right now. Getting into the industry, I had got a feature from him a few months ago, but I had already been listening to his music um for a while. So like it it was more so like a genuine thing and easy for me to pay him for the feature um to make the song together. And it's another artist. I'm not gonna say his name right now because that song is I just paid him for this
you
feature.
working on something.
Yeah. Um but I just recently started listening to his music and it's just genuine for me. If I'm gonna pay somebody for a feature, like it coming from me, it's like genuine. Like
Yeah, well, and I feel like you can tell when I'm listening to like say it's somebody that I regularly listen to and then they throw somebody on it like you can tell that they like weren't in the studio together or like
hmm
they didn't really talk about it together like they just sent him a verse
right.
and you can tell when it doesn't like mesh well like I've talked about this before I'll skip over somebody else's verse and like I feel like that is important and the music is gonna it's gonna reflect that like you're gonna be able to tell and people are gonna feel that energy too you know so
Right.
that's good not rather than just
Um
doing with anybody but
Yeah.
as a marketing person I do think features you know getting
um
that audience is important.
I've never been in the studio with like a bigger artist, not yet, myself. But I definitely get what you're saying.
Yeah.
Whenever that day comes, like, and I hope it's soon. Um, I feel like it'll definitely like uh help the vibes of the song and the energy because um I got a homeboy that um I'm very like from where I'm from, I'm very popular for doing like songs with him. I'm actually part of like a music group, um, but it's not like a group like you know how the Migos were. It's not like that. Like all of us are our like own individual artists. We just mostly come together to as a team to work on our music. Um, Shout out Double V. It's called Double V. Vibes and Visions. That's what it stands for.
Is it more of just like a collaborative team or are you
Yeah.
doing any are you putting out
It,
songs together sometimes or
we actually have like a group album out right now. It's really like so Vibes and Visions is more like the label name. Um, and my homie Blaze, he goes by Blase Blaze. That's his artist name. He put it together. He put the team together. And yeah, we do a lot of like together, like actually like face to face, like recording together. So I feel like the vibes and the energy comes together very well
yeah and getting a lot of different heads on something too like helps bring out creativity and gives ideas and stuff
for sure.
yeah a good team's important I feel that
Um, yeah, like I said, we got a whole like album with all of us on it together. So like it took it took a while to put that album together, but I feel like it was good that it took the time that it took to put it together because throughout the time that we were like recording all the songs and whatnot, all of us were like growing as artists. As I feel like especially me because um when I first started recording like with them, um I didn't even really know how to like use my voice. Um my homie Blaze, he kind of gave me pointers on how to use my voice. Like when I'm in there recording, he'll say something like, "Hey, go back and say this like this," or say this in a high pitched voice under um, the primary vocals, and just him doing stuff like that helped me um, learn how to use my voice and project my voice better. And because people used to always say before, like I was very monotone, and I couldn't understand what they meant. But now looking back at it, I know exactly what they meant. Now that I know how to use my voice now.
Yeah,
Yeah.
that is true. I mean,
You do have a monotone speaking voice,
Yeah.
but like in your music and stuff, I can tell what you're saying. Like it opens up a little bit more, and
you
yeah,
put the feeling in there.
yeah,
Yeah.
more soul with it than just voice.
Yeah, you gotta really, like I said, like now the difference between then and now, part of it too is like the beat selections that I pick. Like when I, so my process of like making a song, it it starts with picking out the beat. Like some people might, I don't know how, but some artists they might like write like a verse and then go pick out a
And
beat.
throw it on anything.
Yeah,
Like
and it works, and I don't know how they do it. I can't do something like that. Like so for me, I pick out the beat, but the beat has to like it has to speak to my soul. It can't just like I have some beats that I've heard that I'm like, okay, this is fine, but it's not for me. It's not speaking to my soul. So like, um,
It's gotta match your vibe of what you write for your songs. You know,
right,
sometimes it
um,
doesn't collab well.
right, and I forgot to mention a lot of the times now, like I don't even write. I freestyle a lot of like a lot of like some people, some artists, even in the industry, like you can tell like okay, he freestyled this, um, or you can tell like okay, he sat down and actually put time into this verse. But like with me, I feel like I ask some people like, hey, can you even tell that I freestyle this? And sometimes they're like, no. Like I actually have videos on my Instagram of me like my process of recording.
I
And
watched one. I really liked that,
yeah,
and it seemed like a lot of other people did too.
yeah, I
I think that was
appreciate
a
that.
really good way to market.
Yeah.
People love the behind the scenes stuff, and especially processes like that, and
Hmm.
seeing how different people put it together. Like you said, some people do the complete opposite. They're starting with the lyrics, and
Yeah.
you're the way that I feel like I would have to go more your route. I have to like hear
Yeah.
something over and over,
Hmm.
connect with it,
Yeah.
and then figure out what you're gonna say based off how it feels. Yeah, I thought that was cool.
Yeah. I really need to do more of that.
Yeah.
Like I really just did it that one time. Well, no, I did it like twice, but the other one I took down off my Instagram. But two times that I did it, I did get a lot of attention for it and stuff. So yeah, I should be doing more of that.
Are you doing music like full time, or do you still have like, you know, something other things going on?
Uh, I got other things going on
Yeah.
too. Um, outside of music, and that's where it people are actually shocked, like um, that I have what I have going on. They're like, how do you find time to go to the gym and stuff like that? Cause like I don't know, I'm a busy person. Um,
What's a day in the life like for you? What's a normal busy day for you look like?
normal busy day. So during the week, um, I'm hustling, working, working. And then most of the time on the weekends, that's when I focus on music, anything like revolving around music. Usually I handle that on the weekends, and I squeeze in like going to the gym like mornings on the weekends. So I squeeze in a lot of stuff. I find a lot of time to do a lot of stuff.
With all that type of schedule, do you have much of a personal life, or are you just like focus mode right now?
Um, I'm really focused right now.
Yeah.
Like in my personal life, um, you know, uh, family, friends, and stuff like that. I still like have time for like family and friends, but sometimes I feel like it's not enough, especially family, because like my friends understand. They're right there. Um, Most of the time when I'm doing stuff revolving around music, so
Right.
they understand. But family, I feel like they understand, but like for example, like my grandma, um, I don't get to see her as often as I would like to. But I'm just so busy. Like, um, every now and then I try to like randomly send a text like, "Hey, I love you," just letting her know. Um, but I really don't get to go visit as much as I want to.
Yeah, I get that. I mean, I just like business owners, anybody out there doing your own thing, putting
Hmm.
that much time, like especially something like what you're trying to create, you have to put so much time into. And I feel like the people have to really, really support you to understand, like, you know,
Yeah,
they want the best for you. So I'm going to give you your space, do your thing. But I definitely feel that, like, I can't be everywhere at once,
right.
can't give everyone enough time. Like I'm trying to work while I have my son and maintain friendships and
Yeah,
keep up with family, and it's a lot. It's a lot.
It's a lot. Does your grandma own an iPhone? FaceTime.
yeah. She has an iPhone actually. I've never FaceTime my grandma. Now that I think about it.
I mean, cause FaceTime, cause that's what I used to do. My mom was out of the country for a few months, and like every time I would think of her because she wasn't here,
Hmm.
that's video call. At least you get to see her.
Yeah,
Half
Be
the
like
time I FaceTime my grandma, she answers.
with the phone laying
I'll
down.
FaceTime her and she's like, "Hello," and I'm like, "Grandma," I'm like, "Put your face on." She's
yeah,
like, "Oh."
Is
It's
that
real
one?
awkward, and then she's
Yeah.
like trying to rush me off the phone the whole time. They
yeah,
don't like it the way that we do. But
yeah.
yeah, no.
Hey, you never know.
Is your family like supportive of what you're doing, or
Oh yeah.
like they're rooting for you?
Yeah. So like my grandma, uh, and my aunts and uncles, like anytime that I do go, most of the time that I go down to visit now is like on like holidays. So like when I do go and I'm around the family, they're like, "Oh, have you put out any new videos, any new music?" Um, my uncle, he's always asking me like, "You been in the studio?" He makes sure that I stay in the studio.
Yeah,
Um,
they think you're
Very
good. They
supportive.
think you're
Yeah,
good. Then
yeah,
yeah.
yeah,
yeah.
very supportive of what I do.
How often do you drop music?
Um, I feel like honestly, I feel like I've slowed down on dropping music, but like I said, if you ask the people that's part of the group label, whatever, they'll tell you like I'm constantly putting out music. I'm very consistent, they would say, but like I said, I'm my biggest critic. So like I feel like from how I used to drop music to now, I've slowed down a lot. But I'm not really bothered by it. I feel like it's a good thing. It's helping me mature as an artist and put more time into my craft
Yeah,
instead of just pushing stuff out.
putting stuff out to put it out.
Yeah.
Yeah, especially if you've been doing this for a while. I mean, shit, writing since 7 years old. I'm sure you a lot of things have changed. Your style
Oh yeah.
changes, and especially just with the way the music industry itself is changing, keeping up with that. Like, is that something that has affected you? Like,
Um.
what the music industry is now compared to what it was?
I don't really feel like it's affected me or changed me. Um.
Do you feel like you have to post all the time to like,
Yes. Uh.
yeah,
I feel like um. I actually have like alarms in my phone that I will set for like a certain time to post on Instagram because of the algorithm and um like when most of my supporters on Instagram are like active. So like yeah, I feel like I do have to post a lot on Instagram. So I always try to keep content coming. Um, pictures, videos, anything that like a catch
That
viewers'
is so
eyes.
good. You
Yeah.
don't even know how happy Sydney feels right now just listening to
I
those
just
words.
the marketing in me. But
Yeah,
it
her
sucks
marketing
though
her.
because like I bring it up every single time we have someone who makes music on, I know.
Hmm.
But it's just I think it's so difficult to like get recognized now. I mean, of course it was then too, but now you just have so many people. I mean, just in this county we
Hmm.
have probably hundreds of people making music
Yeah.
like across the world. You know what I mean? There's so many people making music, putting out content over and over and over. Some people are doing it every single day. Like you just have to keep up with that and just keep trying to get seen by the right people and
Right.
building that audience, and it's just it's overwhelming, I think. Whereas like back then, you didn't have to do quite as much. Like you could do
Right.
a show and sell out your CDs and like
Hmm.
be comfortable.
Right.
Now it's about streams and what's
Uh,
playing in the clubs and
How many
the
people you can
radio.
reach?
Right. Like, but
um,
then it's also like you'll have the people on the radio popping this and that, and then they do a
Right.
show and nobody's there.
right.
Like it's so confusing.
To that, I will say, like for me personally, um, I don't think I'm ever really like overwhelmed by all the other like artists that are around in the area or even industry artists. It doesn't bother me because um I hear a lot of the time that my music is different. I'm different. Um, like for example, me and one of my friends that I make music with, we got a song called The Recipe, and I think we just got it like um got a reaction to it on TikTok, and the person that reacted to it, she was like, she really loved the song. We don't sound like anybody that she's ever heard, and I feel like that's what like catches people's eyes. Um, I had people comment on my Instagram post like, "You different, stay different." That's my advice to anybody doing music and you want to get recognized. Be different. Do something different that you know. I mean, you have to sound good, of course, but be different though.
Yeah. So I'm trying to steal everybody's flow and sound the same. And
Right.
I hate when I hear something, I'm like, they sound just like this person, or I just heard something just like
Same
this.
lyrics, just
Yeah.
different
Right.
places.
And I've lived in a lot of different places. So, like, like Columbus, Ohio to, the Detroit, Michigan area to when I was living in Colorado versus I'm really into some California artists. Like it's all so different. Like the sound is
Hmm.
so different. So a
Yeah.
lot of my Ohio people, I'll post stuff from artists down here, and like they'll really be, just
Yeah.
because it's so different, they haven't heard anything like it, and
Right.
that's what it's just trying to be heard, trying to reach all the people.
And that's another thing too. Like, that's one of like my like one of the main things like that I focus on when I do like promo on Instagram. I try to get my stuff pushed out to like other states
Yeah,
because I feel like a lot of the music here in South Carolina, uh, it sounds the same, and like you really kind of like just blend in with the rest of the people.
yeah.
So,
Because you perform quite a bit.
hmm
Like how you've probably performed what? How many times?
mm, I can't really count.
I feel like it's a lot because
It's a
I've
lot,
seen a lot
yeah.
of videos of you. We've saw you
Right.
a couple times, I
Yeah,
think.
Yeah.
actually.
Yeah, and I see what you're saying. Like, it's every once in a while somebody will come out and I'm like, oh, that sounds different, or
Yeah.
you know
Yeah.
what I mean. But like what you're saying, everyone it kind of starts to flow together, and that's being having something different that sets you apart is so important.
Yeah.
What is the furthest away place that you have performed at?
Yeah, are you trying to do
Um,
shows like
How far out have you been, or how far do you want to go?
around the map?
oh, how far do I want to go? I want to tour the world one day.
Like,
Um,
yeah.
but
How far have you made it so
how
far?
far have I made it? If I'm thinking correctly, Charlotte.
Yeah.
I think that's about it. But I don't really. This is gonna sound crazy, but I don't really like doing shows. I don't.
Well, luckily in this generation, you really don't have to.
Right.
Yeah.
Like
Like,
It's all
if
about stream.
yeah,
yeah,
if I could comfortably make um money just only off of my streams, and I could promote myself just strictly off of streams and putting out music, I would.
yeah, that's
That
not bad.
that's the route I would take because I'm not really a people person.
Yeah, I
Um,
feel that.
like I I could be in a room full of people and I I will not talk, like, especially if I don't know them. Um, actually, I get told like I'm a socially awkward person, and
Really?
I feel that. Um, it's cool. I'm not a people person.
Yeah,
You
I'm
know,
really
and
introverted myself, so I get it. I'm not out here trying to make friends very often.
Right.
I mean that's true, but I would say I will give you props for the very first time we met. I think you did great.
Yeah, that
Yeah.
interview that we did
Yes, I
a
think you
long
did
time ago,
great.
it was really good, and I feel like that it came very easy to you. I don't know if you've done
Right.
a lot of like,
Especially with you saying that
Uh,
you are like so you've been told that you're socially awkward.
yeah.
I feel like you're like
yeah, you're
I
doing
didn't
fine.
get that vibe that first
it,
day.
it's
And you know,
it's more like when it comes to like performing and doing stuff like this, it's like the artist in me kicks in. Like the the uh, the reserved person kind of just falls back. Like, hey, I need to do this to get to where I want to be. So
Yeah.
um, I guess it just comes natural. I really don't have to think about it. Like I said, the artist in me just kicks in.
Are you like an introverted person in general? Like for example, when you go out and do a show or something very social where you have to like talk to people that you maybe necessarily don't want to, like when you go home, are you exhausted? Like does it like does that make sense?
Yeah. I
I am.
uh,
I'm definitely not.
Oh, I like some people, but that's the thing. There's two type. Like some people that like fuels them. Like Tia, go talk to some people, go to a networking group, and she's like fired up after. And I want to like go in a dark room in
yeah,
silence for an hour
Yeah, I mean
at
yeah.
I like
least.
meeting people. I talk a lot.
I
I
can only handle so much energy.
I think I'm more so like, yeah, I wanna get away from all of this. I
Yeah,
need to be like at home, or if I'm out of town at the hotel, or
yeah, yeah.
where away from people.
Mm.
It's an empath thing too. Like, do you consider yourself an empath? Are you like, well, you're a
Um,
lover boy. Yes,
yeah,
yes, you are.
yeah. I'm very much an empath. Like,
Yeah, you're picking up people's energies more than
yeah,
some people do.
I hate to see people around me going through stuff.
Yeah.
So like, um, it sometimes it's hard for me. Um, like just like I said, just seeing people around me going through stuff, I kind of put whatever I'm dealing with or whatever I'm going through, like I kind of put it to the side behind me or whatever, like to make sure whoever else is good. Um, and so, like a lot of times I feel good doing it. Um, it made me feel good to do that for
Yeah.
people.
I'm my friend's therapist. It's easier than dealing with my own problems. I'd rather help my friends.
Right. Um,
Yeah, I feel
Feels.
you. So what I mean on this kind of what made you I mean obviously you started writing music really really young, but like is there something that fueled that or like where did that come from that you were just like I like music and I'm going to do this.
so growing up, my uncle, my mama's brother, uh, I just remember like as a kid, just always being like with him, like riding in the car in the back seat, and he's always playing like Lil Wayne or Jeezy or um, Gucci, whoever he was listening to at the time. And I don't know, just as a kid, I was like, that's cool. I want to try that. Um, so I don't know. I just remember having like a composition notebook. Uh, it was really for school, but uh, I would take it and just write music in it. Um, and I always wanted to one day like get into it. But as a kid, as a kid, you don't really know too much about too much. So I thought making music was like completely different from what it actually is. So like when I grew up and I actually started like recording and having like sessions, um, like I said at first, I didn't really take it serious. I started taking it serious in like 2019, 2020. Um, so my first time like actually like going to record and having a session, I was like 15 or 16, but I would never like put any music out.
Yeah.
Um, and then I don't know, one day I guess I just decided like, hey, I'm gonna try it. And then like people started kind of like gravitating to it, commenting on Facebook, um, and telling me it sounded good. So I just kept going with it, sticking with it. Um, and here we are now.
Yeah.
Eventually, I feel like eventually the people that, and this is one thing I hate about like doing music and being from where I'm from. Um, so I know I said I'm from Great Court, but that's part of like Lawrence County. So like I went to school in Lawrence. I went to Lawrence High. Um, a lot of the people, a lot of the people from Lawrence, they listen to my music, but a majority of them they won't tell me that they listen to my
That's so weird.
music. Yeah, like
So showing support,
Yeah, I
like
hate that. I mean, hey, at least still watch. But yeah, we got people like that too. Like I know because I'll post on my private page or something, and then we'll get a bunch of views.
hmm
I'm like, that's crazy because none of you will like the videos when I post them on
right.
my public. You know what I mean? It's just like why support in silence? I don't get it, but I think some of it comes probably from a little bit of
the introversy.
jealousy. Like
Yeah,
they want to be making music and they can't do it, or it's something that they don't have the confidence to go out and do.
yeah.
So
And see, I feel like I'm a really like humble person. So like I don't like looking at it as like they are jealous of me per se, but
that was probably a more negative word. Like also like people, I guess looking up to you would be another way to put it too. Like, oh,
yeah,
that person's doing something that
yeah,
I wish I could do.
yeah. I just recently had somebody that's from where I'm from. I'm not gonna say his name, but I got a message from him out of the blue. He was like, "Hey, let's do music," and I'm like, uh, "Okay, cool. You know, we could do that." But then I kind of sat back and I thought about it, and I'm like, I've never seen you support my music, or clearly you've been listening.
Yeah.
Yeah,
Um,
He'd been watching. He just wasn't ready to
but
say
no,
anything.
right,
no likes, no comments.
Yeah.
yeah,
Just
um,
hiding out.
yeah, and that's another thing. Like I'll run into people like that I went to school with, or that's like from where I'm from, like at a gas station or something, and they're like, "Hey, bro, I see what you're doing. Keep doing it." And I'm just like, I've never seen you like, comment,
Yeah.
share, nothing. Not that they have to. That's one thing about me. You don't have to share my music if you don't want to. Like
Yeah.
I just feel like
It's kind of surprising. Like when I went home, like a couple people were like, "Oh yeah, I watch all your pods," and I was like,
that type of stuff.
"What?" I
Yeah.
was like, "You do?" And then I was like really embarrassed because at the same time I'm like, "Oh my god, I don't think I want people that I went to high school with watching these."
Right.
But like it does kind of feel good. Like okay, I mean,
Yeah.
you are supporting me just quietly. I think I'd feel better if I knew
Right.
it'd help me out a little bit.
Um.
But
Give
you
you a
know,
heads up. Hey, all these people know already.
yeah,
You know one of the like key things to like actually like blowing and going up is like it's like this post I see on social media all the time. A lot of people ain't gonna support you until they see it's cool to support you.
yeah,
So like that's one of the things I hate about being supported, and I still appreciate it because support is support. But I feel like I'm gonna get to where I want to be regardless. But it'll be a lot easier if the people that supported me in silence would.
do it openly.
Right.
Yeah, and I hate to even say this, but like I'm more likely to, we're the type of people that we're commenting on people's things, we're hyping them up when I'm just not online that much, but when I'm
hmm
on and I see somebody, I'm liking, I'm commenting, I'm doing my thing, but like I'm so much more likely to comment if there's already comments.
Right.
And I don't know why. I feel like, and it's not even like, oh, nobody else is hyping them up. It's
Right.
not. But I'm just like, oh, I'm gonna be the only person on here. I'm
And I'm the
gonna.
opposite. I will just like if I like that stuff, I'll comment.
Yeah,
That's
she
how I
don't give a
am.
shit.
Even if it's just a high-fi emoji, or even if it's just a regular emoji
Yeah.
Yeah.
or fire emoji, whatever
Um.
it
And
is,
it's my own
I'll
anxiety because
comment.
I'm like, what do I say? I'm gonna be the only comment here. What do I say? Then it's
Yeah.
not gonna be weird. So you'll see fire emojis all day from me
Right.
Yeah.
everywhere on
Um.
everything.
I'm I'm more like her. Like if um like if I'm scrolling on Instagram and I see an artist posted a song and it don't have any like comments, on it or whatever, if I genuinely like it, actually I might not comment, but I might share it. I might,
You're gonna let them know somehow. You're
yeah,
gonna do
like,
something.
yeah, I'm gonna like the post.
Yeah.
I might comment. I might post it on my story. Some way I'm gonna make sure like bro knows like I like what
Keep
you, yeah, I
going.
like what
Yeah.
you're
Yeah.
doing.
It's just a motivator for people.
For a
Yeah.
lot of people, yeah.
Yeah, because people put things out over and over and over, and it doesn't get hyped, and then people start to doubt themselves and overthink it, and they just can't
And then
can't
they
watch
lose
the
their
numbers.
confidence real fast.
Yeah, the
Yeah.
internet's not real because even if you
Yeah.
don't have comments, you got a couple hundred people watching you, not telling you.
Right. Um.
Sometimes I try to go see who has played my stuff.
You're nuts for that.
I'm
Yeah.
crazy. I'll be like,
You,
they like, you got to. I
you
mean,
you know how on Instagram like when people like post your stuff to their story or whatever, it'll tell you like how many people like shared your post,
Yeah,
yeah,
but it won't necessarily tell you who.
right.
right.
Um, Instagram need to fix that. They need to
Well,
change
because some
that.
of it, the little thing there, that little arrow,
Mhm.
that can be for story shares or
Like send it, yeah.
messages. Yeah,
Messages,
so they
yeah,
could
and
be.
a lot of people share it via messages.
Yeah, I'm like, share it. I don't care if you're talking shit, making fun of me, send it, because that is one of the
Yeah.
biggest algorithm pushers when
Yeah.
people are sharing it, however they're doing it.
I just wanna I just wanna know who. Like I
Just
really
want to
do.
know who sent this. Just tell me.
Yeah, because if I know who, then I know like okay, this is. Well, I mean,
You don't know
unless
their intentions,
yeah,
though, so it wouldn't
true,
even matter.
true. Um, I just want to know who. I just want to know who paying attention and who, you know.
It's none of our business what people think about us, so just keep
Right.
posting, keep doing your thing.
Oh yeah, for sure.
That was to myself too.
I
I have
don't.
to remind myself that
Yeah.
quite often.
I don't ever get discouraged by lack of support or,
Good.
yeah, I don't because like I said, I'm a humble person, but I know I'm good at what I do. Um, Other people, might feel different. Uh, I don't hear that a lot, but
Everything's not for everybody anyway.
right. And that's another thing with like when it comes to me putting out the music that I put out, I feel like if you don't like it, it wasn't meant for you.
Right.
I mean,
Exactly. Not everybody's gonna like it.
yeah,
If everybody likes it, you something's wrong.
right,
It's not authentic. It's not real.
Right. It's robots pushing it.
Yeah.
right.
So what is your ultimate goal with the music?
I get asked a lot, like, do I plan on like signing a deal or staying independent or what? I'm not sure. Um,
You got time.
my
Whatever knocks your door.
yeah, my biggest goal is just I want to touch the world.
Just keep reaching people.
Yeah, like I want I want to be able to walk out on the stage and have like hundreds, thousands of people like being touched by my music at one time, and I actually get to see it. Like that's one of my main goals. Like I just want to touch the world. I mean,
I love that. I'm the person that cries at concerts. So
I've never actually been to a concert.
so
Oh my
many
God,
artists
this is
come
so
here and say that.
crazy.
I can't even.
Uh,
I cannot believe how many artists are on here.
Who's your
Like-
favorite? Who's your favorite artist?
mm, if you asked me that like back in like 2019, 2020, I would tell you Young Boy.
Really?
Yeah, like I was a diehard Young Boy fan, and I'm still a fan, but the things he got going on right now,
Yeah, he's interesting.
the quality of his music is not. It doesn't. When it comes to someone like Young Boy, like I said back when I was a diehard fan, his music spoke to my soul and what I was dealing with or whatever. So, but like now, I don't feel like his heart is in it like
Yeah.
it was. I don't feel like he's in it like he used to be. So like his quality of music is declined to me. And when I say that to like certain people, they be like, "No, you're crazy," and I'm like, "No, uh, I know numbers isn't like everything, but like album sales and him going from going number one almost every album, to him like not doing that or barely selling that
Yeah.
that says a lot
That
to
says
me.
a lot, yeah.
And I feel like it happens to a lot of artists the bigger they get because then they kind of have to water down a little bit for their labels or to reach, whatever they're trying to make them do. Like
Like
I,
how high can you rise?
that, like a really big example of that same thing for women is Nicki Minaj. Like she was one of my favorite growing up, and like she's so different now, and like
oh
all
my
of
god.
her fans from back then, like they're like it's not the same.
I got an ex that would be so mad at you for
I mean,
saying
she's still
that.
good, but it's very different than like her first couple albums when she was like just starting out and like
Right.
being very, very real and raw.
Mhm.
Whereas now it's more like, dancey music, fun music. Like,
I feel like a lot of artists, like from the time that they like first started or when they first like got in the industry, their music like changed from their core fan base day ones basically to what it is now because of like how the industry
right.
is changing in the sound. Um, like I said, I got an ex who was like a diehard Nicki Minaj fan.
She's gonna hate me.
Yeah, she.
Please
Sorry.
don't hate on Sydney.
Everyone hates me.
um,
No, you're
yeah.
fine.
Another example to me is like Drake.
Yeah.
I
Oh, yeah.
I say this all the time. Like,
I can't stand Drake.
um,
I hope he sees this.
I'm not gonna say I can't stand Drake. I have like a I
People
have
are gonna
like
come for me.
a hate love relationship with Drake's music because I think I think I was like 14 when Nothing Was the Same came out, and like before, from Nothing Was the Same till Certified Lover Boy, I did not listen to Drake
Yeah.
because I felt like his music changed for a different crowd. So it's not for me. Why am I listening to it? I'm not even about to. I don't know. It's not for me.
Yeah, I really go through like phases with artists, and I stick to one person for a long time that I
Hmm.
listen to the most. And usually they're people who have not like blown up, you know what
Right.
I mean? Because they're very like real, I guess.
Yeah,
Right.
and see, I tell people that like, for example, Drake. Who else? Um, I want to say Chris Brown. I grew up listening to Chris Brown. That you know what? This is that's another reason why I am a lover boy because I grew up listening to my uncle. I don't know if you're gonna see this or not, but like my uncle used to listen to a lot of Drake, and you know Drake back in the day
Mm-hmm.
he was making like a lot of singing and
Best
stuff
I
like
ever had is one of my favorite songs
right.
of all times.
So like I grew up listening to Drake, Chris Brown, um, T Pain,
Ti, you know about Ti? We're
yeah,
the same age, so I feel like what you're talking about is kind of how it was for me with my
right,
mom. These are all the people that she listened to that
hmm,
really got me into music very, very young. Like
yeah,
she went to a Ti concert when she was pregnant with me and like shook his
Dang.
hand. Yeah, I was like, that's crazy.
yeah, yeah. I feel like when an artist, I tell people when an artist like first comes out and blows, there it seems like their music is very authentic and I could relate to it at the time. Um, but then as the industry changes and they change with the industry, it gets watered down. Um,
Yeah, everything's got a season.
um, you know how like have you ever heard anyone say like, "Oh, I see everybody bought this pair of J's, so I don't want them." So like,
I'm that person.
I am that person.
so like I feel like that when it comes to like artists too. Like when they get to a certain point where they're so big and
Yeah,
everybody's like crazy over them, I'm kind of just like, bro, I was listening
it's
to
not even
this.
cool anymore.
Yeah,
Yeah,
Right.
I listened to
you
them
got
before
it.
they blew up. You ruined
Right.
it for me. Now they're on. Yeah,
Um, honestly, I hate to say it, but I listen to Tusi a lot. Uh,
yeah.
so I feel like, and I listen to him like before he was way before he's as big as he is now. Um, I still listen to his music heavily. Still a big fan, but I feel like eventually it's gonna get to that point with someone like him too. Like,
Yeah.
it's actually kind of getting there now that I think about it.
Yeah. Season fast. Do you I know we were talking about, being from this area and stuff and how the support and another quote from online that I see all the time. Nobody supports you more than a stranger on the internet.
It is.
I was just thinking that.
Yeah, and I like do you think that you'll ever have to to move out
A
of this area
different.
to grow, or do you think you'll just travel around and try to, perform different places or
Mm, I think I think I'll do good traveling around because crazy as it sounds, like I actually like South Carolina. Like, I don't know.
Thank God I'm not the
it's
only
not
one.
crazy to see. Yeah.
Oh, so you actually
I
like?
She was dead
love.
serious, as
Oh,
sarcastic as it felt.
yeah. I thought you was like.
No,
Because it's
I was dead serious. I love
That's
South
she
Carolina.
crazy.
does, it's shocking.
Yeah, I
Yeah,
hear
it
a lot of
is.
people say like they want to move out of South Carolina.
I don't mind it. It's not Ohio.
If so, mm, I would say only way I would move out of South Carolina is like when I get to the point where like shit is getting serious. Like I'm about to sign a deal type of
Too
stuff.
many people know you in the area type.
Yeah,
Yeah, I
because
feel that.
a lot of artists get killed in their hometowns,
Yeah.
and
I feel like that is a big problem once people blow up and they want to stay in the same area, and
yeah,
that's not because, like you said,
um,
sometimes you got a lot more people who don't support you than people who do.
yeah,
Or
I yeah, I'm not. I don't even play like that. Like so, um, even now, even at the point I'm at now, I don't like going to Lawrence. I don't like going to Great Court. I don't like going to my hometown. Um, I just don't because I know how people are there. Um, and if people from Lawrence see this, I'm not talking down on the city. Y'all know what I'm talking. You know what I'm talking
it doesn't. It's awkward.
about. Yeah. I was just in Lawrence like last week or the week before, and it's just like I felt after not being there for so long, going there, I just felt so uncomfortable.
Yeah.
Like somebody around me, a stranger could do the most simple thing, and I'm kind of just looking at them like, "Bro, what you doing?" Like I get uncomfortable. Um, I'm kind of I would say, how would I put it? Um, I'm cautious everywhere I go.
Yeah.
It's
Um,
good to be though.
I say everybody's a serial killer until
They're
proven
not.
innocent.
Yeah.
yeah,
I trust nothing.
because you never know.
Yeah, no.
I'm a paranoid person.
I'm looking over my shoulder if I'm like in a parking lot. I'm real crazy about things. Yeah, I get it. Trust me. And then once you're doing something like this and you're putting
Yourself
so
out
much of
there.
your personal self online out and it feels like people know more about you than you know about them and it
Right.
starts to feel a little vulnerable.
Yeah, I have people around me, like one of my younger brothers. Um, I I kind of think about it sometimes. Like when I get to a point where like I'm big, I'm like you gonna have to learn. Like you can't be doing certain stuff around me that you be doing. Like he not so bad about it now, but like he used to like post at locations like while we're there,
Yeah.
and like me and my other younger brother would get so mad because why are you doing that?
Yeah, like I'm
Um,
putting a lot of stuff out here. There's
yeah,
people watching you that you don't know are watching you, and
right.
yeah, we had an influencer, a pretty big influencer from the area on here, and he just kind of hit over 100,000 within the past year, and he's was telling us how somebody at his mom's work was talking to his mom about him. Like you just don't
Yeah,
even know the people that are.
Right. Who knows what?
Yeah, and that's what my family thinks I'm crazy because I don't post my son online. Like
right.
I'm very I
Yeah, no,
it
no.
seems like I put a lot of information online, but I'm very
Yeah,
private about personal things.
that's very like personal, like
Yeah.
kids and family and stuff like that. Like,
Nobody needs to. Yeah, I
yeah,
got random people from different countries watching my videos. Like,
right.
You don't need to see my baby. You don't need to know his name. I don't post my siblings. Like I just feel like some things once you start putting yourself out there, like it's just for protection at
Right.
that point. You know, you gotta look out for people.
I
People are crazy.
one of the crazy. It's funny now. I can laugh about it now. My mother, she she found out I was doing music through. I think she said somebody she works with, or like a family member that we're not even really around like that. Well, I know I'm not around them like that. So like it was crazy to me for her to bring that up, and I'm like, damn,
People
um,
are
people are really,
finding you.
yeah, they
They
really
like show
watching.
her a video and she was like, "What's going on?"
I don't know what her reaction was, but I know she was not happy at the fact that
She's like,
I didn't tell her like that that's what I was doing. Um, but I mean, yeah, she's very supportive now. Of
yeah,
course,
I'm
now
sure
that she knows
she's
what
like,
I'm
it could
doing.
be worse
Yeah,
than
Yeah.
making music.
I
Not the worst
I
thing.
could be selling drugs.
Yeah, I'm
You
sure
know,
she'd rather you be in the studio.
yeah. Um, hmm, I feel like I feel like as far as like strangers watching me, um, I have had some people like come up to me in public that I do not know.
That's awkward. Yeah.
It's very awkward because, like I said, I'm a paranoid person. So, um, and I'll just say like everywhere I go, I'm very protected. So, like when a stranger comes up to me, I'm like,
Do you ever pretend like you're not who they think? You ever
um,
like, no, it's not me.
Yeah.
Sorry, you got
um,
the wrong person.
You ever give people your fake name and be
Or
like,
like,
no,
what do
that's
they
not.
want from you? Are they like, oh
um,
hey, what's up? Like,
no. Most of the time, it's kind of like, hey, bro, I see what you're doing. You're doing your thing. Keep going.
Has
supportive.
anybody said anything mean to you?
Like in
Um,
person?
Yeah. Like they're like, man, you need to shut that thing down or some crazy
That'd
stuff.
be crazy.
um,
I don't like your music. You need to have my
um,
grandkids are listening to this stuff. I don't know.
so I've
Get your
never
grandkids off the internet.
I've never had anybody say anything to me like that, not in person.
No public haters yet.
Um,
Yeah.
oh, I've had people in comments.
Oh yeah, for sure.
Um,
Probably fake pages.
yeah, but nobody in person. I feel like if something like that were to ever happen anyway, I want to say I'm gonna be the type of person to just shut it down, walk away, or whatever. But
Yeah, because like you said, if you don't like it, you're not the audience.
yeah,
It's
that's
not
not for
for
me.
you anyway. I don't
Um,
want you to listen.
yeah, I don't want it to be like a I don't want it to be like an altercation or anything like that, over something stupid like that.
Be like,
So,
thanks for the feedback.
right,
Good luck to you.
yeah,
See you never.
Yeah. Block me while you're at
yeah.
it.
Actually, it's actually not a good luck, more like fuck you. But
Yeah.
that's just
Whatever you gotta do.
that's my attitude sometimes. Um, if you don't like what I'm doing, that's your opinion. But I got people over here who supporting me, so I got love for them. Fuck you. That's how I feel.
That's right. All right. Is there anything really exciting or really crazy that you wanna mention? Anything that we didn't touch on? Anything
So
cool you got coming up?
so I got a couple videos that are in the works. Like one of them is like being worked on right now. Should be ready to drop sometime soon. Um, I got hella um like little stuff I'm doing. Well, first of all, I'm working on an album, like, and it's almost done, and it's gonna be called D&D, for Do Not Disturb, because that's where I feel like I'm at, um, mentally. Um, I actually leave my phone on Do Not Disturb like all day, every day.
I did till everybody started talking shit to me all the time about it.
It is the worst thing in the world to do.
Uh,
Sorry, no offense, but
I'm the person that if somebody is and I'm texting, I'm notifying anyway every time. So it doesn't
listen,
matter
bro.
anyway.
You don't know. Shit happens. Emergencies come around. People call you. They need you.
Call 911, not me.
Yeah, if it's an emergency,
What am
call
I gonna do?
911.
Listen, maybe there's situations where I don't need the cops involved.
If you listen,
So it's not an emergency.
if you
It,
involved in
it could
something
be.
and you don't need the police involved and you say it's an emergency, I don't need to be involved either.
So I know who not to call.
He's not answering.
Yeah,
Don't even try.
Yeah.
I don't want to go to jail.
Like I know this one guy every time, like his phone is always on do not disturb, and every time I have to call him, the
Three
first
times.
time it goes into voicemail, and the second time immediately I have to call him, that's when it starts ringing on the other side, and I'm like,
Yeah,
every time I have to call this guy twice just to get in touch with him.
right.
I'm like so
If
annoyed.
it's that important, call me twice. It'll come through the second time.
Yeah, I thought it was three
It's
times.
still an emergency, so you're still gonna show up, right?
No, I get that though because it's like for my own mental health when I go on D&D. I'm like I can't handle any notifications right now. I only have so much space in my brain. I can't handle any problems. Keep them.
Yeah,
You let me die in the middle of the jungle.
If I'm not in the right space, I'm not going to be help anyway.
right. And see, that's the thing. Like the the reason I'm like that right now is because like I don't want to share too much, but fuck it. Like I'm in a space mentally right now where I'm dealing with stuff that I don't really want to talk about with like even people that's close to me. I got a therapist. I'll talk to my therapist
I love
about it.
therapy, so
Um,
I feel you.
I'm very big on mental health. So like, um, this album that I'm putting together, like I said, I feel like it's uh gonna be very therapeutic for like people that listen if they're dealing with stuff like I'm dealing with stuff. Um, I just feel like, and you know what, a big part of it is why I'm going through what I'm going through is like, uh, I know I said I'm a lover boy, but I'm not very good with relationships. So like girlfriends and stuff like that, I right now I'm not with that. So D&D, the album on the way.
Yeah.
Um,
Well,
Super excited.
I'm glad you have a creative outlet and somewhere to therapeutically let it out for yourself too.
right.
You could be crazy like me and just keep it in until you explode and say you're not
Yeah.
going to date for the rest of your life.
Hey
You'll,
man, we all go through that time in our life where we're like
I've been there for a
relationships
while.
are just not working out.
Right.
You take a little break, work on yourself, come back strong, and bam, lined up.
Do you think do you think part of it's because you're focusing on yourself so much and the things that you have going on, like you just don't have enough space
For like what? Like
for a
with
relationship?
Relationship?
Yeah.
Um, I feel like um I just see like I said, I make time for a lot of things. So like stuff like that. Like if I were to get in a relationship, I'm gonna make time for it because that's the love way. That's what I'm gonna do. If I love that person. So like, I feel like though, like it gets to a point where like I'm so much of a lover boy, the relationship kind of starts to intervene with the music.
Prioritizing
Yeah.
it.
So um, like how I am right now, single or whatnot, like I'm probably gonna go to the studio like if I could once every weekend, at least once every weekend. But if I was in a relationship, I might miss the studio this weekend
Right.
because I want to be with her.
Have a little date night.
Right.
Yeah.
Um, but even in the most recent relationship, she was like very cool and understanding. She was laid back and chill. Um, so like the song that I have with the big artist, Hurricane Wisdom, I was at her house like that weekend. I went to see her that day, and this is just like an example. Like, in my mind, well, I guess to her, she sees like, okay, this is his dream. This is something he's chasing. This is like an artist that he's actually like a fan of, and he's about to shoot a video with him. So like, and she stays in North Carolina. So like, I was back and forth from North Carolina to here like the whole time I was dating her. So like, I think that day I went to North Carolina. I was at her house. and then uh, ended up coming back down to Greenville to shoot the video. Um, and like I said, she's very understanding. She didn't trip about me having to leave. I just came back right after I was done. That's the type of stuff I do. Like I said, I'll make time for a relationship. Um, but like I said, right now, I see now like the stuff that I feel like as an artist, especially well no, like the industry artists, I feel like they're good. Most of them. Like you've already made it for the most part the way you want to be, so you don't really have to go as hard as you used to with
Right.
like promo and getting stuff done. And but right now, where I'm at, like I'm trying to get to where they're at. So like
It's time consuming.
it's very time consuming and like resources, like money,
Yeah.
money for
You can't be
promo.
taking a girl on dates all the time when you're trying to invest in yourself.
I I actually did pretty good with that in a
Yeah.
relationship, but I definitely see a difference now in
Yeah.
like how much money I have.
You're able to put more into yourself.
Right.
Yeah.
Yeah, you can easily save like $300 a week sometimes.
Yeah.
Yeah.
The more I've like tried to like date, I've realized like it's so important to have somebody who's kind of on your level with that. Like I need someone who's focusing just as much on themselves and what they want as I am so that they don't expect so much of my time because I don't have a lot to give.
And you know what's crazy about that? Like right now how I am, I'm very focused on myself and my music. But in this last relationship I was in, I feel like I lost sight of that.
Yeah.
Like, and I feel like that's one of the reasons why it didn't work out because
More of a distraction than a motivator won't work.
I cared too much about like what she had going on, and and I can say this now because I mean I'm not saying I'm over it. By the way, if she sees this, I think I miss you, girl. Anyways, um,
Oh. I'm
but
sure she's gonna see this.
I I feel like I spent a lot of time like trying to like be in her face instead of being in my audience's face, and it took a lot from the music. Not saying that's her fault. That's my fault. That's on me.
It takes a long time to find that balance.
Oh yeah.
Balancing a relationship and a career or something like that you have to really invest all that time in, that's not easy.
It's not
And like it might not be over for you guys. You know what I mean? Like it takes a lot of maturity and,
right.
for people to realize like, okay, you got to compromise some things and
Right.
however, if we want this to work, how do we make this work? What do we do? Where do we compromise to, make sure we're being supported the right ways? It's a lot of work and it's a hard conversation to have.
Yeah.
It sure is.
Um.
The
So,
right thing will happen at the right time.
but
For
every
sure.
day you gotta work on it though,
For sure.
and the more you work on it, it gets better.
I I just feel like um when it comes to having conversations like that, um, I feel like I'm very good at communicating. So like I'll let you know like um hey I'm feeling like this. I need to get I need this and this from you. Um and I could compromise too. Um but it dealing with like she said a career and chasing it and trying to be that person for the relationship is draining. It's
And
hard.
sometimes it's you just can't do both.
Right.
Maybe it's getting yourself more established first, get into a more comfortable place, and then you have some more space to,
I'm kind of scared of that too
you know,
because I feel like what if at some point I get to a point where like, oh, I'm signing a deal and I actually have like a lot of money now. So like I feel like it would be hard for me to differentiate between like you actually like me
the
or you
yeah.
just want something from me. I'm scared of that. So like I kind of feel like hopeless when it comes to dating right now. But I know that's not it's not something that's not a feeling that's gonna stick around for that long. So
You'll see the changes when you get that kind of money, and you'll be able to tell who is there for you and who
right,
is there for you
right.
know
And then the conversations. what the conversations look
Yeah.
like.
Every time it's about things, they're here for your money.
Material.
Yeah, you want to
Yeah,
go do
material
this,
things.
you want to do
If
that,
anybody's
or
like, "Hey, babe,
checking
how are
up on
you
you. Yeah.
doing?" It makes a big difference.
Right.
Yeah, but
You
you
got
get
this.
there
I got
one
it.
step at a time. All
But
right.
yeah, D&D, the album.
Where can people find you? Are you on all
Um,
Yeah.
platforms?
I'm on as far as like music that where I drop.
Everything, social medias, whatever you want to put
Um,
out.
you can find me on Facebook, Instagram. Uh, I want to say Twitter, but I don't use Twitter like
Who cares
that.
about that Tweety word?
Oh my bad.
I love
X.
Twitter,
It's called X
and I'll
now.
always call it Twitter.
Um,
X is silly.
yeah. As far as like music, you can find me on all platforms. Kingzay, Kingzay. There's other artists named Kingzay too.
I'm
Like
sure there's duplicate names of
right.
so many people. I'll be trying to find somebody and I pull like 6 other people. I'm like,
Yeah.
Which one are you?
it happens. Yeah.
So when you look up my name on, especially on Apple Music, I get most of my streams on Apple Music. Um, I should be at the top. I should be the very first one at the top because I'm the biggest.
What song would you tell people who haven't heard of you to go listen to first?
Listen to
Personal favorite.
first. This is gonna sound crazy, but I don't have a personal favorite song of mine.
What do people like the most then?
Tell me, hey T,
What
go
are
listen to
people
this.
coming up to you saying like,
Mm, I haven't heard one of those in so long.
probably whatever's top on Apple Music when it does your top songs?
Yeah, you know what? Yeah.
See what it is.
This actually I can tell you what it is. It's "Can't Trust the Soul."
Can't Trust the Soul.
By it's featuring D2 Times and Hurricane Wisdom. So go listen to that. Go listen to everything.
Listen to them all.
Share your feedback, like, comment,
leave comments, or don't be a hater.
show support.
Yeah, and whenever I get to the point where I'm actually going on like a promo run, go support the album D&D.
You got any shows, performances scheduled, local or not right now?
No, like I said, I don't really too much care for performing.
Yeah. It's okay.
I probably could have some, but
We'll be out there eventually.
yeah.
Follow him on social media to find out.
Yeah, follow me on Instagram, Kingzay864. The number's 864, no spaces. Facebook, it should be the same, Kingzay. TikTok, I forgot about TikTok.
It's a big one.
TikTok, I think it Kingzay864, no spaces, same thing. But yeah, go check out my music. Fuck with that.
Anything else?
So we usually end our episodes with asking our guests their biggest why, on why you're doing what you're doing. What's your biggest motivation?
My biggest motivation is family and friends. Love. The love I have for them, I want to be able to one day, um, I want to be able to, tell my mama she could quit her job and help my friends get to where they want to be if they aren't already where they want to be whenever I get to that point. I like I said, I'm an empath, so like I just want to help people get out of situations that they in, and get to where they want to be.
Hell yeah.
But it's got to be, like I said, family or friends.
Help people who helped you.
Right.
I love it.
Yeah, that's awesome. Well,
I feel like this
go
is a
support.
very ASMR episode.
Yeah.
Could we call this the
A what episode?
ASMR, like very peaceful, monotone,
Yeah.
low energy, the monotone episode with Kingzay. Thanks for watching. This is what I feel like the vibe was of this.
That's
I feel like we're in a library.
Oh,
Like we were just at a poetry slam.
Yeah.
And
yeah.
Next time, if there's a next time y'all have me come on, I'll probably be more energetic. You know, I gotta catch the vibes of people. You know.
Yeah.
We just
Yeah, y'all cool people
we'll
for
have him
sure.
back when he's blown up.